There have been two major storms in Pennsylvania that prompted changes to the state's response to winter emergencies. Fox 43 reveals what's been done since to prevent another massive traffic jam during a winter storm. This gridlock along Interstate 95 in Virginia on January 4th forced drivers to sleep in their cars overnight after a winter storm locked them into a traffic jam. Equally dire situations played out in Pennsylvania.
Stopped and stuck. Nowhere to go here on Interstate 81 in Luzerne County.
The Valentine's Day snowstorm of 2007 stranded hundreds of cars for hours on Interstate 78 and 81.
What started it all was trucks who couldn't make it up icy hills.
Fox 43 reveals this storm changed everything about how Pennsylvania responds to winter emergencies.
Out of that came what we call the WIT report, and that kind of tied together PEMA, the state police, local emergency responders, PennDOT, and it put those groups into better communication with each other.
Tractor trailers to tour buses to
9 years later, another disaster. January 2016, Winter Storm Jonas. Hundreds of drivers paralyzed behind disabled tractor trailers on the Pennsylvania Turnpike. No movement for more than 24 hours. In the weeks that followed, legislative hearings and a months-long review by the Turnpike Commission to determine what went wrong. What was the most significant change that came out of that and how the commission responds to those emergencies?
Specifically, vehicle tiers, vehicle restrictions, and the ability to connect with people who are stranded in a backlog. I think those are probably two of the most significant outcomes.
Carl DeFebo from the PA Turnpike Commission says their tier program is a direct result of Winter Storm Jonas. It now restricts certain tractor trailers on highways during a storm to prevent these pileups. But when they do happen, the burning question, why isn't traffic detoured off the highway?
Sheltering in place on the turnpike really has to do with what kind of conditions are on other local roads.
Why not just plow the back roads? What are some other reasons as to why it would be safer on the highway versus detouring off of it?
In the case of Jonas, we were in a very rural part of Pennsylvania, right on the Bedford-Somerset County line, and the roads there were very small roads, not necessarily designed to accommodate that level of traffic. A lot of times those are hard decisions to make, but I'm glad you're asking the questions because people often wonder why those decisions are made.
Since 2016, Fox 43 reveals the commission added more gates along the turnpike to increase emergency access. They also have movable medians in some areas to enable U-turns. And there's this, 511 PA Connect, an alert system that connects response teams directly with drivers trapped on the highway, providing them updates throughout an incident and identifying urgent needs.
We're better armed today than I think ever before in history because of the technology, because of learning from winter to winter. We learn, we improve, we get better.
The Turnpike Commission has stockpiles of bottled water and nutrition bars along the highway now. That's in case they need to distribute those items to drivers stranded in a storm. Fox 43 reveals issues that affect you and your family to keep you informed. If you have a topic you want us to investigate, send me an email at fox43reveals@fox43.com.